Welcome back, dear viewers. President Fattah al-Sisi returned home on Wednesday after concluding his four-day visit to France. During his visit, the president held summit talks with French President Emmanuel Macron and took part in two major conferences on supporting Sudan in the transitional period and on funding African economies and the coronavirus pandemic. More details in the following story.
President Fattah al-Sisi returned home on Wednesday after concluding his four-day visit to France. During his visit, the president held summit talks with French President Emmanuel Macron, which covered means of boosting bilateral relations as well as a number of regional issues of mutual concern. The president also took part in two major conferences on supporting Sudan in the transitional period and on funding African economies amid coronavirus pandemic. The president also attended a three-way summit with Jordan's King Abdullah and French President on latest developments in the Palestinian territories and means of ending Israeli aggression against Palestinians. The head of state also held a number of meetings with African leaders and officials taking part in the African Economist Summit. Before concluding his visit on Wednesday, President Sisi met with President of Senegal, Macky Sall, in Paris. During his visit, the president also held a number of meetings with French officials and heads of major companies to discuss boosting the Egyptian-French relations. President Sisi met French Minister of Economy and Finance, Bruno Le Maire, for talks on enhancing economic and trade relations between Egypt and France. The president also reviewed investment incentives and advantages of business environment in Egypt, as well as huge investment opportunities for the French business sector in the Egyptian national projects, especially at sectors of transportation, energy, water, plants and health. For his part, the French minister expressed his country's keenness to boost joint cooperation with the aim of presenting advanced technology as well as encouraging French companies to increase investments in Egypt.
Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli inspected vaccination centers of coronavirus at the exhibitions area in Nasr City, accompanied by Minister of Health Hala Zayed and UNICEF representative to Egypt, Jeremy Hopkins. Madbouli reiterated the expansion in establishing those centers comes at the aim of vaccinating thousands of citizens daily within the state's plan to curb the pandemic outbreak. The Premier recalled non-citizens to accelerate their registrations for receiving the vaccines to protect them from infections and prevent the spread of the virus in the country. The Minister also of Health illustrated the vaccination centers have the capacity of receiving daily about 10,000 persons, including 96 clinic and a park area, and start working from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. on all the week long, except for Fridays. Meanwhile, the Premier talked with some citizens there where they praised the high level of preparations and organizations of the centers. Egypt reported 1,160 new coronavirus infections on Wednesday, bringing the total number of cases to 249,238 people since the outbreak hit the country in mid-February last year. The Health Ministry also reported 57 new deaths, bringing the total number of fatalities to 14,498. The ministry added that 1,003 patients were discharged from hospitals, rising the number of those who have recovered to 183,695 people.